Today I'm going to talk about my experience with my appendix. It started on Saturday, halfway into football. Started to feel pain in the bottom of my stomach. Didn't seem to go away and the pain intensified. Thought it'd be wind, so as soon as I got home, obviously got myself to the toilet. Didn't seem to shake the pain away. Thought I'd get a bath, thought that would soothe it and take the pain away. Actually ended up having to go to bed. Bearing in mind I'm not eating on this day by 7:30 in the morning because we've been to hairdressers etc, and there was not time to have any dinner. So I should be starving. I was complete opposite. I felt sick. My wife tried making the eggs on, soldiers with eggs, and I could barely touch it, and she basically had to force fed just to get the egg down me. Anyway, I woke up next day. I felt slightly better. That was a Mother's Day we had planned early to go take him out, so they said if I wasn't well enough then it would be okay, but I felt well enough, so we went out. Sunday seemed okay and I thought nothing of it, it's just going to blow over. Monday came along. I'm still having this pain in the side of me and I'm thinking this is not right, your own body. So I rang the doctors up, couldn't get through to the doctors. I got a referral from a nurse who then gave me a call when I was at work, because I was at work all day. And she said, can you get in at 5 o'clock? I said, I can't, I'm at work, can you get me in tomorrow? Well, you'd have to call back tomorrow to get the next day appointment. I thought this is ridiculous. So sure enough, I followed the instructions, called back the next day, and guess what? I got referred again. And at the same time, a nurse had already previously mentioned you should get yourself to A&E if you think it's going to be, if the pain's any, because the pain wasn't as bad as it was on the Saturday. But she said if it gets any worse again, you need to go to A&E at that point, and walking centres, etc. So I got myself into Hull City Centre, took myself into the walking centre there, got my ticket, and got seen. And the first thing the doctor said to me, well, what are you doing here? There's nothing we can do for you. I thought, that's great, cheers for wasting my time. Because I just literally decided to not go into work that morning, thinking I'd go in the afternoon. So he said, you need to get yourself to A&E because it could be, check me out on the bench, and he said it could be your appendix, but I don't know. So we haven't got the tools to deal with you here, basically. He wasn't bothered. So I got myself to A&E, and Hull's A&E has dramatically changed. It's got check-in screens now. The days are gone where you just went to a desk and waited hours on end. It's so much more professional. I got seen within minutes by a nurse who did a ECB, I think they call it, where they put the different prods around your body. And that seemed back to be okay. And then I think got my bloods tested by another nurse very shortly after. And then waited in the waiting room to see a doctor. And my blood pressure was done there as well. So I went to see a doctor. There was like 9 different cubicles to go into. Went to see the doctor and he checked me out on the bench, etc. and thinks, oh, that was also, I did a urine sample, and that was at the doctor prior. The nurse and the doctors had said to me, we found blood in your urine. Okay, right, fair enough, what does that mean? So he said, we're going to send you for a CT scan. Didn't know what a CT scan was, never been for one in my life. So he said, I think it might be kidney stone. And I thought, that's fair enough, it's quite painful, that would make sense. So I waited in the waiting room. Bearing in mind I'd been seen so quickly, within 1 hour all this happened. I thought, this is fantastic. I couldn't believe how fast it was when I was messaging her. And then we had to wait over 2 hours to get seen. By this point I'd had nothing to eat. Again, I'd only had breakfast at 7:30. I didn't see my date in the start of the morning to be in A&E for most of the day, but It happened to be that way, but I didn't want to eat or drink because in case my name got called out. So eventually my CT scan came. This was about 1 o'clock. Had sat me in the waiting room, so I got seen about 3 o'clock, I believe. I think it was between 3 and 4. Went out for my CT scan. Put you in a huge tube. Never seen anything like it. Go under it. I thought it'd be quite scary. Nothing to it really. Came back from that. Had to wait another 2 hours to find out the results. Now that might sound quite a long time, 4 hours, but to be fair, these CT scans can take between 2 and 3 weeks to get your normal results. If it was a normal base CT scan where you've been called upon from home type thing. Anyway, eventually, excuse me, saw the doctor at 6:30. Bearing in mind I checked into A&E about 12:15 originally. Still had nothing to eat. Had a brief sip of water. 6:30, the doctor's seeing me and he says, right, your CT scan's come back and you've got a bulky appendix. I was like, okay. A little bit scared at this point. He said, I'm going to contact the surgeon. So I'm going to get a surgeon to see you. And he calls his surgeon up and sits to see the surgeon. Well, at this point I've already told my wife she's coming in because I told her not to come in originally because I thought I'd be in and out, be out for tea time. And the surgeon saw me, checked me out again, asked me a few questions and said, does this hurt, does this hurt? And he basically said, right, I'm admitting you. I said, you what? He said, I'm admitting you. You're going to stay overnight. What, in a hospital? I've never stayed in a hospital in my life. I'm terrified of it. I was very scared. So I got into the hospital ward. They took me up eventually to ward 6. And they also said, don't eat or drink. And bearing in mind, I'd already not eaten since 7:30 that morning, as I said earlier. So I was starving. And I couldn't eat or drink again. I was like, God's sake, but to be fair, I didn't feel that hungry. Got to the ward, got all the checking done by a girl called Melissa. Did all the, she was a very funny girl, checking Munich stuff. Nurse, student nurse, and got weighed, etc. Stuck me in the bed. When I told, no, I had the bloods done first. I was also told that the operation could happen that night. That was the reason I was ill by mouth. So basically, I had to wait. But the nurse said if it wasn't going to be tonight, and they'd know in the next couple of hours, around 7, 8 o'clock-ish now, they would get to let me know and I could have something at midnight to eat. I said, oh, brilliant. So they brought me, eventually I got told there was going to be no operation. So they brought me, they said, right, what would you like? Sandwiches, toast, etc. I said, oh, sandwiches. Right, what would you like? Brought me 3 sets of sandwiches. So which one do you want? I said, I'll have a lot. I was starving. And I ate 2 of them. Along the way, I met 3 wonderful people. One I previously worked with at Comic called Mike. A lovely elderly guy called Dave. And another one called Brian. They call him Brian. And they made my journey a lot easier, even though I was scared of going in the hospital and staying over. So it got to sleep time, got to night time obviously, 10 o'clock-ish, and my wife at this point had to go. I was quite scared she was leaving, of course I was. Yeah, I'm a 41-year-old man, but I was terrified of staying in the hospital. Never been done before. And yes, I was scared. But like I said, them 4 gentlemen made it very easy for me. They were very talkative and made me feel very relaxed. The staff were great as well. There was a lovely nurse called Jackie on at the time, and she put my mind at ease. And I said I think the operation to take my appendix out would be in the morning. So apprehensive, tried to get to sleep. Very struggled to get hardly any sleep, probably 2 to 3 hours maximum on and off. Pain was quite painful. They'd put a cannula in my arm, which I've never had again. That was the first from me, and it bloody hurts. My hand, which was very, very painful. The nurse couldn't get it in, So they had to use like a baby needle by the doctor to get it in for the second time, just to get it in, because my veins weren't too good on my hand. So they got it in and then rigged me up to do antibiotics for the pain, etc. And then it was the morning, and then it was just a waiting game. And my wife couldn't come in because the visiting times were 2 to 3 o'clock. I just kept her updated with the text, etc. And 2 ladies turned up by the name of Nicole and Elle. And someone said, "Oh, you're going down, Carl?" I said, "Oh, am I?" "Yeah, you're going down." They wasn't too impressed. There was no name band on my arm whatsoever. I hadn't, although I'd been checked in, I hadn't been given one. Off I went to downstairs into like a basement on a trolley. At this point, very, very scared, thinking this could be it. I might never wake up again. So it got me into like a waiting area which had a TV. This was around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And they gave me the remote control and again tried to relax me because I was a bit apprehensive. And Jeremy Kyle was on, of all people, finishing off, and I thought this could be the last programme I ever bloody see. Which had to be Jeremy Kyle, didn't it? And This Morning to follow straight after. And I goes into the theatre. Again, very relaxing people speaking to me. The anaesthetic guy said you're going to start to feel a bit dizzy. And my eyes started to go strange. It was a strange feeling. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in this big area with a lady called Amy. And I said, "Oh, well, you know, has it gone alright?" She says, "Yeah, you're in recovery now, in the recovery room." I said, "Oh, how long have you been here?" She said, "Oh, you've been in here 20 minutes, so you've just like woken up." So I'd been there 20 minutes prior. I think the clock said 1 o'clock. I can't remember exactly, 12:30, 1 o'clock, I might be wrong. And I said, "Will someone let my wife know?" Because she's obviously worried about me. I said, "Oh no, you'll be able to do that when you get to the ward." I was like, okay. So no one was even bothered to actually ring my parents or my wife or nothing to let me know I was alright, even though I know that feeling because my wife went under the knife a couple of years ago for a thyroid, and it's a horrible feeling not knowing, so I can know exactly what they felt like. And then it was back to the ward. I felt very, very weak, very achy. They gave me a little bit of food. This was around, I think I got back up to the ward, which was about 1 o'clock. I didn't have to wait very long for my wife to come in between 2 and 3. It was been an absolute godsend. She brought in drinks, she brought in food, she brought in snacks, she brought in magazines. She took a picture of me, and to be honest, I looked absolutely shocking, very elderly. And I just felt very, very weak. I didn't want to really eat much. And it came round to the night time for tea time. 5:30, didn't eat much of that either. It was mashed potato. It was shepherd's pie and beans. It was nothing wrong with the food, I just didn't feel like eating it. And there was a lovely pineapple sponge as well, which is top drawer. I love sponge with custard, most sponges, and I hardly touched that as well. I didn't eat a lot at all. And then parents came in again with my wife between 6 and 7, visiting hours during the evening. My parents brought me Danish pastry and sausage roll. Again, I didn't touch it. My appetite still wasn't there. When everyone left in the evening, settled down, about 8, 9 o'clock, my appetite started to come back. Between 9 and 10. And I ate the sausage roll and Danish pastry that my mum had brought me. And it was lovely. And then I thought I'd try and make a move towards the for the toilet, see if I could make the toilet alright. Felt very painful walking. No one assisted me.